All right. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Client Centric Podcast. Again, the name might not be fixed, but I think I like it. CCP, Client Centric Podcast. So I just, dropped off my second kid to my mom-in-law, and now meeting Amin at Mr. Uncle for our first Makan Session podcast. So this episode 2 will be a mix of what I'm going to share with you in here and our conversation later. It's going to be probably 50-50. We'll see how it goes now and how delicious the food is. Probably a mix of reviews, but we are not doing that. We are not food reviewer. We are just food eater. So today's topic is actually quite straightforward. It's a topic I believe many people will ask or people will question the relevancy of websites. Do you really need websites in 2025, guys? Okay, so here's the thing. I happen to chance upon this kind of like UGC guy or a business owner as well who is doing the same thing as I do, building websites, and what he focuses is websites, which is fine. I started out that way. I just focus on that website. But the question is, do you really need it? When I say need it, is how much of importance do you value a website to your business? So from years of doing this, I'm not talking about years of running a business, website business, anything. Like before that, I have dwelt into WordPress since 2012, going through different phases of upgrade and stuff like that, the technological upgrade, the technical stacks. What actually result me into doing marketing is because a website is useless if you don't market it, if you don't put it out there, if you don't really optimize it. So 3 things: useless because you don't put it out there, market, and optimize it. Optimize it, of course, we can talk about SEO for another day. But today, do you really need a website? My short answer, okay, I don't want to talk about any depends here, depends there. I just want to talk about a real life case study of why a website is a need. Simply put, how long is your business game? How do you describe your business in a nutshell? Okay, do you want a business to be like just a one-off? Do you want a business that just take orders and then leave it just there? Or you want a business that you plan to scale, you plan to grow, you plan to have an outlook to build a brand. So whatever I just said, right? If you value all those things, then you need a website. Okay? So if you don't understand, repeat this part again and listen. If you want to do all those things, then you need a website. If not, bro, you can just have your own Instagram account, and let's say you want to collect information, you just get the Google form, and then communicate them through WhatsApp. You don't need a website. At this day and age, if you want to do things lean, you don't need a website. Seriously. And even if you want to do things yourself, build your own website, you can do it because it's super affordable. I encourage you guys to do it yourself. Really, as someone who built websites for clients, I encourage you to do it yourself. A shameless plug, you can actually check out my one-page playbook. Okay, links in the comments below. Not comments, links in the description below. And if you haven't subscribed, remember to subscribe. But in this playbook, I indicate that you can do it yourself. And I have this playbook which I just share from years of experience how to build a simple one-page website. You don't need multiple pages. If you want, you can start with one first. Haven't do one, want to do 5 pages. So, in the end of the day, where am I? I was talking about, scaling, growing, build your brand. A website is a need because that's where your online presence shines. As much as there's many gurus out there, saying you don't really need a website to grow, blah, 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 blah. Those are top of the funnel talks. What I mean by that means they just want to tell you that you can make quick buck without a website, because there you're talking about the result, which is the money. But you're talking about growing, you're talking about building, creating. Because when you run a business, it's not about just money, kan? It's more than that. It's something that you want to own, something that you want to be proud of. You see, when I go to any business networking session, I can safely say 50% of those businesses, the participant networkers, don't have a website. Even if they have, it's just 6:30 weeks created website, in which I know how they see website is, and probably they don't have the knowledge to understand what's the value behind a website. But you see, if you go to YouTube, right? If you go to any other places, you can do it yourself. Guys, I think I don't know reiterate what the importance of doing it yourself as a business owner. If you want to own a business, you do it yourself. But in the event, because we know how precious is time, you pay someone to build for you. Example, if you don't want to do your house chore, folding of clothes, doing laundry, you pay for a helper. Same thing. The value of a helper saves you time to do other things while she do the cleaning. It's the same for us, website agency owners or marketing agency owners. They just do it for you with extra expertise. You don't need to worry about strategies. You don't need to worry about the layout, the colors, the gradient. You have it all inside the expertise of the agency. All right. So I guess that would be it. I want to leave it there as we go into a conversation with Amin, and he'll be excited to hear his point of view, because websites is not his forte, but I want to hear what his point. But he's excited to know his views on this topic. So I'll see you when I see him. Assalamualaikum, brother Amin. Hey guys, we finally reached Mr. Uncle, and there's a few variety of food over here. We are not food reviews for sure. So ada tandoori, but since we are here during lunch,
seafood ada.
Yeah,
macam makan malam.
Macam dinner gitu lah. Naan. I always like, ini kira macam North Indian punya.
North Indian kan tak tulis.
Tapi kat situ tulis over here Thai Muslim.
Semua tersebar.
Kira
all in ni.
All in. So yeah, the forecast episode topic is, do you really need a website in 2025? Ini kerang manis. Okay, thank you. So I actually recorded a bit during my drive over here.
Okay.
So I want to hear from you and your past experience, especially working with clients that have bleep as website, or doesn't have a website but want to run ads, or simply just ignore the fact that the website is not neat. Thoughts?
Basically my thoughts macam put it this way lah, in this day and website is something that I would say that is, if you don't have a website, people will ask why. Right? If you want to have an office, you have an office space, you have an office address, kan? Looks more legit versus if you do it from kind of virtual office or home, kan? But there's something wrong with that. I started from home, kan? But in this day and age, if you are serious enough, I find that if you don't have a website and you intend to scale and grow, you will face limitations if you don't have a website. Because a website is like a brochure where people see behind what you do. When it's stuck, that's what I would say to people, your brand reputation, all the investigative work is done not face to face.
So your term is investigative work. So that is considered like their journey towards understanding and learning about you, right?
Because they need to trust you, they need to find sentiments about who you are as a person. Can you be trusted? So that's why from your website, they delve down into your Google reviews, right? All that stems from the website.
Right. Which part of the funnel top, bottom,
I
middle
say for
website.
a website, if you intend to get serious, you need to have a website because it covers the middle and the bottom of the
Middle and the
funnel,
bottom.
right? Yeah, people can argue that, oh, you just need a landing page. I say yes. How do you counter brand reputation management? How about online reputation management, ORM they call it? So if you get hit by the negative review, how do you counter it?
Yeah.
Right? You have no presence, there's no spend for you to branch out from. So for people to tell me that, oh, yes, landing page can get you sales, but it doesn't cover all the way from the brand to people's investigative work, right, to building trust. You need, it's not an if, I think you need, it's like day and age, you have.
So in my drive over here, I touch on a few things, especially on the credibility portion. If we go to any form of networking, I can safely say 50% or even maybe lesser or even more. Macam we just put it at 50%. People that you exchange cards with do not have a website. Even if they have, if let's say they are financial agent or real estate agent, they will use AIA, they will use Propnex website.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they don't understand their value.
Yeah, I think they tend to pivot around cost and investment.
Is it because of social media?
Yeah, and I think because they are, what I understand was Bernie Egan, financial advisors, right, or the super consultants, they get advisors from their peers. They get advisors from their seniors, their agency leader, right? But they need to understand that what others might do might not work for them.
Right.
Right? Because of one luck, two, whom you know. The way they are, right? The way they present to others, the way they fight to others. That's something you cannot control. It's a variable you cannot control. But for these people, I think they neglect to understand that they are an industry where people have to choose from thousands of people, narrow it down to people I might know, to the people that I might know and I trust, right? To the people where you guys because you're a friend, right? So if you are trying to grow, there's always good to family and friends as their first leader circle.
Yeah.
But they fail to understand that in order for them to grow, remain sustainable, they have to understand that at the end of the day, you need new or current cold traffic. In order for you to have cold traffic, you just have a brand, nobody can trust you.
Yeah. So it's about trustworthiness.
That's about trust because the aspect of we call it making sure that people understand what you do. The Sorry brand, right? So for those other who don't know Sorry brand, check out Sorry brand. But it's a book by Donald Miller.
Oh, that's good. We can link down the Amazon book. I can get affiliate commissions from there.
Exactly. So it's called, read about Donald Miller, right? About Sorry brand, how it goes. It's about journey of a customer. So every platform has a journey. So what about online? When people Google about you, when people Google, they need to find you, right? So when they see you, what's the first thing that they see? Second thing. At the end of the day, do they need to get where they need to get in order to become your client?
Right. So you see, we previously have a podcast section, the Golden Nuggets, last 2 weeks ago, with this guy who is somehow like a infotech person who is very savvy in software, hardware, and even AI. He shared with us how he reverse engineer, because right now we are using ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Grok, all these are LLMs, right? LLMs fetch information from websites, and if you are searchable and if you know how and where the LLM fetch all this information, you jolly well want to create a website and make sure you feed information to the website. So that blows my mind. If you guys still think that the importance is not there, because truth be told, maybe in the future people don't even go to Google, but they ask LLMs, they ask ChatGPT, and ChatGPT goes to Google to search for all these things. And if ChatGPT have the knowledge about your content in your website, settle. Maybe you don't even need to rank number one, but within that the domain of expertise, ChatGPT or whoever that knows about you through your website, like he said, example, who is the top 10 hardware consultant in Singapore, and then he got a list. His number 7, something like that, out of the top 10. Then he asked like, how do you get this list? Ask the ChatGPT. The ChatGPT come on, I go here, I go here, I go here, I go here. Then that's like technically doing a reverse engineering of how you can put yourself out there through a simple medium called website.
Yeah, exactly. The website now houses information, right? It's an extension of your business. Right? Extension online. Right? So you have a house online. So just remember that internet is a real estate. The digital real estate. You don't have a house built there. Because if you don't have a house built there, that's how they know the fight about the job or your dog. Right? They're just going to submerge. Right? Thousands and thousands and thousands and millions of houses. Right? So your house is situated in an area. Do they know that you are situated in area? Do they know that you exist for your service, for your product?
Yeah.
After that, why you? You have competitors around. So why should they choose you? So how are you being represented online? What's it say? Right? What do people say about you?
At the end of the day, we cannot force everyone to follow advice, but we can educate lah. That's the reason why there's a podcast. We just want you guys to know from an agency point of view, because both of us run a marketing agency. We want the best for our clients. Kan? A good story share about the project that we work together. The website rabak lah. It's I don't know what it's built with. WordPress. That is WordPress. Probably version 2002. Wah, lama gila. That means I think the team never update ke apa ke.
Yeah, because I had a chat with them. Basically, I think am I taking over the tool? No, I just passed it to partner of mine.
Why?
Yeah, because the thing
Is it because of them?
yeah, one is them, right? So I can foresee, right? And anyway, one and Buddha is advertising.
Huh?
One and Buddha is advertising.
Oh, okay.
So I know one needs to be a good website, yes. But am I a developer? So the people I pass them to, they handle that problem. They build systems for Sentosa, they build systems like SMRE, right? So in terms of UX, UI, they know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're talking about UX UI of stones.
I know, I'm thinking the journey of what people need to see, how people want to see it. Because at the end of the day, the question is this.
Because they
If I go
focus
to your
more on
website-
features, right?
Yeah.
That's it. They want
If I go to your
features.
website, see, I just compare you as competitor, just one of your competitor. If I were to compare you side by side, who do I choose? And why?
Yeah.
Right? You all look so outdated, I don't know if you're still around, that kind of thing. Versus someone who looks more was using them. It's based just on non bias. Right? Because the thing is,
But during the course of work with them, they don't text. Then how to actually deliver a message to people that this is the type of work that they have done. As much as I know pictures are important. I remember once telling you, if they want pictures so much, get them to just sign up for Instagram.
so they fail to understand that the journey on the website for the people that is coming to them, one, they got no way of people coming to them. That's what they tell me is they only show the website to people who are already connecting them, contacting them, asking them. But the websites are bullshit. It doesn't help them to grow. Because people who are already coming to you are already your client. From like, what are people finding? Researching. Right? Aggregating where whom I go to. You're dead. You're not present.
How's the SEO?
Dead.
Really?
Yeah.
You never offer them.
Yeah, I did offer them, but I told them one by one.
Oh, okay.
Right. So one by one, I tell them like you need to fix. At the end of the day, you cannot put a page on open wood. You need to fix the feed. So landing page aside, I told them already if it works, when we did the Google Ads, good. If it doesn't, you know where it's coming off already, right? And at the same time, then I told them
How's the? I'm excited to know how's the results.
So the result is decent. I'm not saying that it's very good, I think it's decent. Because at the end of the day, the strategy I pivot around is more towards showing them that they are more than one place inside this industry that can give you the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I say the comparison part that people want to know. So why your landing page on your website needs that comparison?
Because I remember the owner is telling us what to do.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so I remember I stopped him and I said that at the end of the day, you need to let us marketers do what we need to do. At the end of the day, if it doesn't work, it's our fault. Right? You pay up for a reason, right? Yeah. So we need to meet in the middle. So at the end of the day, they did meet in the middle. They did retain some of the parts, though they did change some of the parts, but they still is a form of understanding the landing page. So what does the council do, right? Visuals. How they're different. Right? Why should they come to them? Those sorts of being highlighted. And if you ask yourself this, if I come to your website and these answers are not being responded properly, what do you think will happen?
You will just go to other websites. But from an agency point of view, right? If you're just starting out, you start with having a website.
7 years, right? So I tell people, you don't need the high spec website that you spend $20,000 on, right? But at the same time, remember the purpose of why you need that website. If the purpose of the website is to make sure that people know that you exist,
Yeah.
something for them to show when they Google about you, your company, fine, right? So you can look at $10,000 or $20,000 website. I said, hey, you're just starting out, you don't want a website, go on page. Do something simple. Then you just on your own page, your product page, get it right, get it written. Copy people. As soon as I say your podcast, if you don't know what you're doing, copy people first.
Order from them, huh?
Yes. And after that, then figure out over how to move the leader, how to move revenue. So website not going to get you revenue. SEO is not going to get revenue right away. But how are you going to buy over for the 6-8 months while leads not coming in? Unless you're doing network marketing, that kind of thing, right? Then you have to think about paid marketing. Paid ads, right? Your product data to your Google, right? To your influencer marketing, all those. Because you need to have leads, you need to have potentials coming in to acquire. Because if you have a business and nobody inquires about your business, you're not going to succeed.
Exactly. Simply put, it is a medium that you need to have alongside social media. Because if you only have social media, let's put it this way, Meta, I think Mark Zuckerberg has come to a point whereby if you put information on your social media, be it Instagram, Facebook, it's not gonna be seen to all your followers. So in the end of the day, it's like a website you build also, but you don't market, you don't get anything. So having everything, what is it called,
Omnipresent.
where people can know you from different touch points. That itself makes you an added advantage over your competitors. So yeah, this is the part which many don't understand, or many don't take interest to understand. They think that they just on okay, I want to start a business. I open Instagram, TikTok, dance here and dance there, and next thing that I know, money will come in.
Alright? Because having grown the company from 0 to 6 years, 7 figures now, right? You see a common pattern, right? So you just to understand first and foremost what you don't know, right? And if you don't believe what they say, ask multiple people. If all of them give a similar answer, I think that's something that one should look at, right? Because I don't know what they say about mouse choose. I'll ask the expert. Right? Because I don't want to make unknown or unmitigated choice about decision. So I Google myself, I research myself, I ask the expert, right? I get their inputs. But if they say similar things, I think that into client consideration. At the end of the day, I want an informed answer. At the end of the day, it's your business. You take the risk, right? Regardless of if you pivot A or pivot B, you deal with it, right?
That's
or you learn from people that has been there, done that, and tell you, okay, when you're facing this problem, most likely you're going to face this, try to avoid this by doing this.
So, in the drive just now, I mentioned if you really strive for cash, do it yourself. And there's so many AI tools that can do quick AI landing page
Exactly.
or quick AI websites. Do it yourself. But in the event they are stuck and they realize they spend days or even weeks completing one simple website, that is where they should call people like us. We're not promoting our services, but we just want to let them know where we can cut short their learning curve or their business curve without them worrying about what they're gonna do next.
Not lay everything in one basket and hope it works. That's the mistake I always see, right?
Or do things gradually lah.
Yeah.
Macam I know cash flow is important, but at the same time you have to work out something on how to build your brand.
Exactly.
How to scale.
For most, you have a lot of time, right? But not a lot of money. So you spend time doing most of the things yourself. right? But you need to understand the work and the decisions that you are making not generating. Because if you do something and not really out of the circle, not really the next level, then you are doing something wrong. Right? If you're networking, you should be bringing the next level, not the subtitle. Right. I mean, it's not means it's either you have there's something wrong with you, or the way you say,
Yeah.
or your service. Right, at the end of the day, people want something as a nobody want to pay someone and not get delivered what you want. Right? But your expectation management also. So for those of you who are strapped for money, don't look for agencies first. If you have the money, by all means. Right? But be reasonable in terms of expectations.
Exactly. Probably the first thing that you can do is go to YouTube, search how to build a website. Simple. I know as a business, you are wearing a lot of hats. You are running operations, you are doing sales, you are doing HR, you hire anyone. But put some time to allocate some time to learn. Once you know how tough is it, then contact me.
There's a cycle to everything, right? If I will ever say this to people, just started a business and I put you in a position to run and execute a $100 million company, will you know what to do? But I've not been there. So I would say no. I have no idea how to run the ops of a $100 million company. But if you were to put me in a company where it runs 7 figures, I know the different operations because I've been there. See, if you're in a business, know what you first good at first. Know your set, right? Learn. Because there's a lot of things you need to learn running a business. A lot of things you don't expect. Right? At the same time, work on, I always say, profit generating actions.
What they call the move the needle.
But at the end of the day, you want to grow the company, you want to something. And in order to grow a team, grow a company, they need better.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, we just need to be resourceful. Resources are all out there, but most of the time we are lack of being resourcefulness. There's lacking in most of the probably first time business owners. Gone are the days where you need to go to the library to get information from books or read the newspaper to understand all these things. Information at the tip of your fingers, guys. You have a phone, just go to there's many places that you can go, but just search for it. Even Reddit though, I recently explore things about DHL platform through Reddit. A lot of conversation over there. You can learn from forums. So all these things are the places that you can educate yourself. But in the event you want to chat with us, I put a link in the description below. You can have a conversation with me and Abin. We can talk about anything and everything about marketing or websites or ads, social media. We can share our own expertise based on our experience and expertise. So inshallah, you have anything to plug before we end the episode?
Everybody wants to go, but remember never to compare yourself to anybody. Is because the story is different. Never stop learning. Never stop educating yourself. At the end of the day, if you need help, people like us, we have obligation or consultations, right? You can just talk to us, pick our brains, right? Ask what you just wanted, right? Things you're confused about, right? What we know, we will help you out. What we don't know, we refer you to people who might give better answers. I'm not a jack of all trades, I'm not a master of everything, right? Like me, come to paid ads, that's something I can help you at. Right? Websites, Nazrin, right? SEO, Nazrin, that kind of thing. So when it comes to let's say business growth accountancy, then we need to refer you to other people. So know that there is no one person that can help you and get everything.
Although you can get information from AI, but at the end of the day, you still need humans to simplify and dissect information your own language. Sometimes I feel AI punya output is how I say this, is too extensive until we cannot comprehend the information. So we still need, like human interaction, talk. You can see our faces, you can see how we eat, how fast I eat my fried rice, and I'm still struggling. So we hope you enjoy this second episode. I hope the audio is okay because right above us is a fan and around us is people talking. So yeah, what time meeting? I mean, okay lah. With that, guys, thank you so much for tuning this episode. We hope you get a bit of some insights lah. I don't know, we cannot be using other people's term lah, bro. That one is a different podcast. It's a slightly different way of doing things lah, not a typical studio podcast. Having mics and all those. Hopefully, we will try other places that is more quiet. We are exploring lah. Mr. Uncle is near our offices. The offices is just behind, and mine is over there, about 10 minutes drive.
5 minutes are very fast.
Okay lah. With that, we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Peace.